Thank you so much for coming to see my show. I did it my way in Yiddish and English. I did the show in Israel last year at the Khan Theatre in Jerusalem. I'm on El Al on Israeli Airlines, and they bring the meal cart around, right? And the flight attendant says to me, "Do you want dinner?" I said, "Yes, what are my choices?" He says, "Yes or no." When my grandmother arrived in New Zealand, she didn't really have very much with her at all. She loved classical music, so she brought all of her classical music and her culture with her to New Zealand. She'd had a couple of opera lessons when she was a kid, and she sort of fancied herself an opera singer, but of course she didn't have anybody to support her, no orchestra or anything, so she insisted that I be her conductor. Now I hold it higher, lower, in the middle, good. Now summon Beethoven into the room. My dad was an orphan, and his Mamelution, his mother tongue, was Yiddish. What he did instead of speaking it was he used to sing us to sleep at night. Und das de Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen sei. Und de Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen Fiedel, dicke Fiedel, hoppen sei. Oi wei, good night. Leonard Bernstein was, I'm sure you know, a great composer, a great conductor, a musician, a teacher, a mentor. And he had this show where he would mentor young musical proteges at Lincoln Center. And there I was in my living room in New Zealand watching him do it. I was absolutely fascinated. And what was even more incredible was that my father had this story about Leonard Bernstein. One day I get a call to pick up a Mr. Cohen from outside Columbia Records on 54th Street, 6th Avenue. So I've got his name on the dashboard. I'm sitting in my Caprice Classic and I'm waiting. And this guy comes along with grey hair and he sits in the front seat, which nobody had done before. Nobody ever sat next to me in the front seat. And I said, "Mr. Cohen?" He said, "Uh-huh." I said, "LaGuardia Airport?" He said, "That's right." I say, "Mr. Cohen, do you work for Columbia?" And he said, "Uh-huh." I said, "What are you, an accountant, Mr. Cohen?" He said, "No, I'm not an accountant, that's for sure." I said, "What are you, an executive?" Ha! Executive, me. "No, I'm not an executive." I said, "Well, what do you do?" He said, "Well, I write songs and I record music for them sometimes." "You're Leonard Cohen." Suddenly my life was full of Lennys. I just needed one more Jewish musician called Lenny. Who's another Jewish musician called Lenny? Lenny Kravitz. "Lenny, hi. Just before you get in your limousine, my name's DEB FILLER. You need to meet me. Hey, have a good day." The next thing I know, I'm hearing Lenny, Lenny, and I'm being lifted up onto the stage. I'm on the stage in this huge stadium, and his backup singers come and they say to me, "Do you know him?" And I went, "Well, yeah." And they said, do you know how to sing? Can you cover for him?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not sure." They said, just sing something really, really brief." And now the end is near, and as I face the final curtain, my friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Gelebt hab ich a Tag auf jeden Weg und steh gegangen und noch mehr wie du's, noch ein Verlangen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.